We're down to the final countdown, last week of being on the hardstand. Really stressful because we're still trying to get so much done, because basically this 3 months we've been left and had to do everything ourselves, which was not what we expected. Mast is getting dealt with, Tynan's underneath the boat, finishing off some cabinetry that's going to be for a modification in the owner's hull. So very little sleep going to be happening this week. Very, very busy, but we're so looking forward to being back on the water. The hardstand has been very hot. You cannot use the air conditioners because they rely on the seawater. The plan when we leave here, so riggers are coming on Monday to put the mast back on, and then within a few days of that we are going to get launched and go. So from here we're heading down towards Split because, as we've mentioned, there's still a lot wrong with this boat that needs to be fixed, and a lot of modifications because we barely had any time to do the customizations that we want done. So we're going to base ourselves out of Split because we've been told that that's a really good area for trying to get supplies. And our friends who have another leopard 45, they're actually going to be heading down with us, so that should be fun.
Jump. That's it. Jump. Hey. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There it is. Good girl. One more. Away. Yes. Now jump. Yes. Jump. Good dog. Sit. Good dog. Bark. Beautiful. Stay.
You got a new toy.
What we have here is a tension meter specially constructed at cost price purely to help the sailing community, which is what I told the manufacturers, Dillion. So they custom made this, the same as Robertson and Kane's one, to do. I wanted to be able to do anybody's boat though, not just leopards. I wanted to be able to help people out. That's it. Yes.
The weld inside there, I'd have to build it up.
It's too much drama. Did you grab the handle?
No, I went to point, but I put my finger in too far.
I'll just ride her around because she's cute and she likes the rides.
She does.
Strap to this.
Rose, you can't have the cider.
This time. She's so beautiful. She knows she's home with the pack.
Last night was long and rough. We, since yesterday morning, have had about 20 minutes of sleep each. We were up all night dealing with the mast. We would have finished, and then 40 minutes later the riggers turned up, and the crane is now here and they're about to put the mast back on Liger. So we are moving up from power cat back to sailing yacht, hopefully. It is something quite nerve-wracking to see your mast flying through the air past you. I'll be glad when it's back on the boat.
Clear? Okay. Hate it.
Do you feel better now it's on?
No. I feel better when the boom's on and all the lines are in and everything's working.
It's about 3:30 in the afternoon and the riggers have just left. Liger is officially a sailing catamaran again, which is super exciting. Obviously we were quite stressed that we wouldn't be able to get to this point, even though we knew we had to, because we do have to go. So yeah, I can't believe it's done. There's still a bit of work to do on it. We've got to run the lines back to the helm, install some new clutches and deal with all the cables, but they finished just as some weather's hitting. It's literally starting to rain now, so the boys will head down for a sleep. I've just come up from one. They got all the inside boat jobs and then packing to get ready to move. So the generator's got to come up, scooter's got to come back up. A lot to do in the next 48 hours, but super exciting that we're looking at moving forward. We're back from the airport. We've been to the Coast Guard to give back our Constitution Navigale. We've been to the airport and checked out, ready for tomorrow. And we've also been to Lidl and done our last shop. The car is also going in the next hour or so. So we could not have done as much work as we did in the past 3 months if we did not have access to a vehicle, because Monfalcone, it does not have rideshare or anything like that. And most of the taxi drivers don't speak English, so trying to coordinate is just a nightmare. So we had this. So the car that we've been driving around in is a lease car that's come from Austria. So we were incredibly fortunate. Hire cars in Europe are crazy expensive. Like some of the quotes we were getting for the time that we were here, they went all the way up to $22,000 US, which is just mental. We obviously paid nothing like that. What happened is some friends that we have in Austria, they really kindly help us learn about some of the local lease programs that are available. That's what this one was, and we paid less than a quarter of the most reasonable car hire. So we are incredibly grateful to them, because we just could not have done as much work as we did without their help. Hey Rosie, we're gonna put the boat in the water tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be 100% swim all the time.
Grazie. Prego. Up. No stress. We're not on the clock. Get your breath. Up. Go back. Cool. Now, it's too hot. We'll do this later.
Tynan is about to do his absolute favourite thing on this boat. What you doing, buddy?
Why does everybody get pleasure in it? I'm like another 4 meters off the ground as well. We're on the hardstand.
Oh, that's all right. We know that your claims about being afraid of heights are lies anyway.
I don't know, it's just unnerving. I don't like it.
I like that it's your job and not mine. I don't want to go up there.
When you're on the water, because you get the smallest wake from another boat, or even a seagull landing next to you, and the boat goes, and the mast just goes.
He's just gone up the mast because we now have the 2 wind instruments up there. The reason we have 2 is that after the last one failed, we absolutely wanted some redundancy. So just to make sure it was all set in and plugged in the way that we wanted it done, we decided to tell the rigger not to do it and we would do it ourselves. So hence Tynan is up enjoying his favourite pastime, hanging out at the top of the mast. After 3 months on the hardstand, it's just crazy to think that, in 24 hours we're going to be back in the water and on our way to Croatia. I'm so excited. I know we've still got a lot of things that we need to deal with, but I moved onto the boat at the very end of March, and it's now almost the end of August, And so far I've spent 2 weeks of it actually sailing. The rest of the time has been in the marina in Gibraltar, where we were trying to get wind sensor data back, and then here. So it's really exciting to actually be on the water. And the tender is the first out the gate. Frantic push to the finish. Tynan is in here, literally bolting down the generator. And you are enjoying the show.
That sounds right. 23. 23. That's it. 23 tons. But they're not really sure because it's fluctuating up and down. I went from 45 tons to 20 tons.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the weightometer's off.
After 3 months in the sweltering heat on the tarmac, we are finally moving. I'm so freaking excited. Captain once again at the helm. Mechanic in the engine bay. We are back in the water. We were supposed to be heading off to Split now, but there's a bit of weather coming, and the people that we're sailing alongside with, they decided they were going to stay here for the night, so we followed suit. Some good news though, the tender, it is hanging on the back of the davits. We've been slightly delayed with our escape to Split just because the wind has really kicked up this morning. They've got a bunch of different crazy winds here because we're so close to the Alps and the sea that sometimes the wind just comes absolutely roaring through here. So we're staying in the crane dock until the wind drops a little bit, then we'll be able to reverse out and take off across the bay and just send it south basically. So that's just given us a little bit of extra time to just prep everything. We're expecting that because of the wind, a fair bit of salt is going to sprout on the back, and we've still got a lot of junk out there, so I attempted to cover it, basically just made a parasailer instead. Might have to do that again. And, whoop, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, we've got gusts of up to 25 knots coming in from almost our beam. So while we could get out if we needed to, we don't actually need to just yet. So we're just going to wait it out, hope it drops a little bit, and then take off. Well, you're very relaxed and happy on the boat, aren't you, sweetie?
Like, you can just leave it on there and do that. Try. Oh, really? You don't understand Do 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 do.
Pretty cool.
So like this one, for instance, now what you do for everybody else is you go wire, and that wire there, you go down, you go, that wire is that's a 10mm. Last time it was done at 860 kilos by Robertson and Kane, it can be 840 kilos. So we've not checked this one yet, because we've only just got the machine working. So that's no 840. So that's this one can be backed off a little.
So there's more snuggles, less work. Rolls, you are now a rigger. You can go up there. Turn around. Captain Dog has reassumed her position and she's a happy little guy.
Nice morning, considering the circus the last 2 days.